friends. What's going on, guys? All right. Welcome to first live stream in a while, I guess. How we doing, everybody? How's it going? What's new? What's up? It's kind of weird doing these things sometimes because it's just like I'm just talking into a wall. You guys are here, you know, but I want to answer y'all's questions today. So it's kind of my plan for this. Is I just kind of want to like take a look at guys' answers. Oh dear, I have done something terribly wrong. Voice echo. How's it now? Huh? Is that better? Did I do it right? Am I PogChamp now? Very loppy. Echo. Is it working now? I think it's working now. Cool. Is it still echoing? For real? Sweet. Okay. Excellent. All right, guys. So, I just want to talk to you guys, really. I kind of want to answer any questions. If anyone has questions, leave them down in the chat so I can answer any questions that you guys might have. And I also have a couple of kind of brainstorm ideas that I want to run past you guys to see what you guys think about it and whatnot. And yeah, should we just go with that? So, spinny thing? Oh, this thing? It's just fun. The spinny thing is just fun. How much money has Sale made? Not enough yet. We're just about to pass. Whoa. Someone just sent me $1? Bro. Thank you. Izuku Midoriya. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. Thanks for the buck, dude. I appreciate that. How many downloads have occurred? Okay, so we are just about to pass 2,000 downloads. So, like, almost halfway to our goal, right? We're trying to hit 5,000 downloads. 5,000 would be just enough to keep me alive for a whole nother year, right? And be able to keep developing. So, like, I would basically spend all of next year just working on it. So, yeah, there we go. Will you add sea monsters? I would love to add sea monsters. I think that would be super fun for everyone, right? Like, I mean, Kraken and stuff like that. But I do want to try being a little original with them, if that makes sense. I have kind of an interesting idea for a crab. Like, for some reason, I'm really obsessed with the idea of, like, a crab. So, like, I think it'd be cool, because, like, the thing about a crab is it has its shell, right? And so I want to figure out some kind of way of, like, either, like, cracking the shell with, like, cannons or something like that. But the other thing I thought of is, like, you know, what if it would, like, hide, and you had to do something to, like, aggravate it so it would reveal, like, its face, and, like, the face is what you have to shoot in order to kill it. I feel like that would be, like, a lot more skill-based. I feel like that could be really cool. So yeah, sea monsters are definitely something I want to do. I really love the idea of like a sea serpent too. I think that could be really interesting. Obviously, like you gotta have a kraken. Like that's just pirate lore. Obviously, like megalodons and stuff. But I'm trying to figure out like how I want to structure that because I think it'd be cool to create like a whole game mode where you're hunting them down, you know, and where it's more of like a hunt, obviously. But this is all stuff that'll happen like way down the line. With it just being kind of like we're in the low right now, like Kraken's kind of on low on my list. I have like this huge list. I can actually show you guys if you want. I have this giant list of like polish that I'm doing and then like experimental things. But Sea Monsters is one of those things that it's on there. So yeah. Anyway, let's see. Will there be more weapons? There's for sure going to be a blunderbuss eventually. That is something I 100% want to do. So blunderbuss for sure. Other than that, considering a harpoon-ish weapon, I feel like that could add a lot of gameplay to like the ships and stuff, like as you're sailing, like just spawn random stuff for you to try to shoot, kind of like in like Raft and stuff like that. Those are the two that I'm considering right now. Oh, no, there's another one. Yeah, there's another one, but I don't want to give that one away. Yeah, I told you guys about the pearl idea, right? Yeah, so collect all the pearls, you get something. Thinking it could be a weapon. It's a really cool one that I came up with. I think you guys are going to like it, but keeping that secret. All right, what else we got here? More voice commands. Okay, yeah. Voice commands. This is something that we'd have to play around with, because the problem with adding more voice commands, and this is something that we ran into earlier, is that when there's two, like, you gotta remember, like, what voice commands is doing is it's literally sitting there listening to your voice and recording it over and over again, and then searching through what it thinks you said to see if, like, what you're trying, the voice command was said in that phrase, right? And so the problem with that is the more voice commands that you add to it, the more it's trying to sift through, and obviously that takes up processing power, which is super, super difficult on the Quest. I really want to mess around with like adding and taking away voice commands, because then we could potentially set it up so that like you could like custom make your voice commands. But again, like voice commands are kind of this basically like a patch to that, because like multiplayer is going to take it out. But like I feel like they're super unique too. So it's like such an interesting point, like that, like we kind of did it to make up for the fact that we couldn't get our full AI crew going, which I still really want to figure out how to do. But at the same time, it's like, this is really cool, you know? Like I had this idea this morning for the treasure hunts, that like, what if when you get a treasure chest, instead of there being a key for it, it had a riddle. And the riddle was like one of those, like, I have an eye but no legs, what am I? And you have to say like needle, right? So it'd be like you open it, you get the treasure chest out of the ground, then it has a riddle, and if you say the correct answer to the riddle, the chest will open. I feel like that could be kind of cool. So that's one of my ideas for voice commands, is maybe adding it into the quests and stuff. Like, you know, like you'd have to open a door by translating like a cool ancient script into a turn into, you know, like the door would open and stuff like that. But again, I need to mess around with I really need to mess around with like adding and taking away voice commands, because there's this like really fine balance of how many we can have it listening to at a time. So I'm just definitely gonna look into that. All right, when is multiplayer? Okay. So with multiplayer, let's just get this out of it. It is coming. Okay, we need 5,000 downloads to keep me alive for another year. At this point, I have enough to keep me alive for another 4 to 5 months, which I could maybe get out a decent prototype in that amount of time. But if we get the 5,000 downloads, that'll be another year, and I can make multiplayer happen in a year. Trust me. Like, I can make them happen in a year. But there's a couple of other deals that are going on behind the scenes that I'm hoping turn out better. We'll see. So sometime next year, I will get you guys multiplayer. I promise. Jeez. Stay patient. All right, what else we got? Customizable pirate flag at some point. Yes. I'd love to ask you guys this. Let's see if we can create a poll. Would you rather make pirate flags like something that you earn, or so it's like a cosmetic type thing? Or would you guys like to make pirate flags just like you can draw on it and stuff? I'm leaning towards making it cosmetic, because we have some super talented artists that we can make some super cool stuff with. So I'm really thinking about that. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. So I'm going to try and make it a poll really fast. So how do you do this? Flag customization. Paint it yourself. Or what was the other one? Oh gosh. Pick presets. Presets earned through quests or achievements. All right, cool. Well, apparently that's too long for a poll. Ask community. Vote on this, guys. I want to hear what you think. We'll let that go for a minute. Tell me what you think about the flag idea. Would you rather flag customization was like stuff that you earned so that you can, you know, presets? Really? Okay. I could probably get flag presets working pretty fast. I have my to-do list open on my screen right here. So I'm kind of just making sure that I have all these things added. Okay, right now I'm kind of working on the Royal Navy. Oh, I haven't shown you guys the Royal Navy yet. You guys are going to like the Royal Navy. It's going to be cool. Where did I put that? Flag customization. Okay, I have it. It's in there. That is interesting. So the problem with the paint it yourself flag customization would be the issue is going to be transferring that over to multiplayer, right? Because somehow making it so that you can paint the flag and then transferring that up to the server, making it so that everyone can see it. Probably going to be difficult on top of everything else that we have to figure out. So I prefer the presets, and I think we can make some super sweet ones. And I want them to be like indications of your achievements, right? Like, super easy one that I'm probably going to put in first and foremost is once you hit privateer, there's going to be a privateer flag. Once you hit, captain and pirate king, there's going to be flags for each of those that you can put up on so people can know exactly where you are. Anyway, cool. Thanks for voting, guys. Super appreciate that. Okay, Sea Serpent, where are we going? I'm going to add more voice commands. Okay, I talked about that. I asked in Discord, and quite a few people, you should add conquering islands. This is a really interesting idea, conquering islands. One of my favorite games as a kid was Star Wars Battlefront, the original one from 2005. Don't even get me started on the 2017 crap. But I loved Command Post, and somehow that game had this perfect way of making it so that every single game was different, but then at the same time it was the same, right? Just like depending on which outpost you went to, totally changed the whole game, and the AI was just brilliant and blah blah blah. I feel like eventually we could figure out some way of doing that, but it almost feels like the wrong genre because I don't know, I don't feel like pirates were conquerors, Crap. Hang on a sec, guys. Are we back? I use my phone for everything, and an alarm just went off, so... Hang on a second. Gotta make sure that alarm doesn't go off ever again. Okay, we back. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Gotta figure out my streaming setup. Okay. Here we go. What else we got? Swimming mechanic for falling off your ship and such. Yeah, swimming potentially. I have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. Obviously, like right now, the way that we're doing things is that like if you fall off the boat, you just get put right back on. But I've noticed that a lot of people are having they have the issue where your boat takes off and people aren't realizing that you just need to go jump into deep water in order to get back on your boat, which I think is fair. Like that doesn't make sense in your brain. So got to figure that out. Yeah. So swimming eventually that's going to be more of the gameplay stuff that I need to figure out, like more the game modes and the game loop and stuff, more game mechanics to kind of sift through. Definitely going to have to experiment with that. I'm still trying to figure out which direction I'm trying to take it in the long run. Like personally, I want Sail to be, a sandbox, essentially, an adventure sandbox where, you can jump in and it's, same mechanics and whatnot, but it's different every single time. Like obviously I take a lot of inspiration from Sea of Thieves, and one of Sea of Thieves themes that they always put out there is we give you tools, not rules. And I love that. I love that they're in their gameplay and everything they design and stuff, they're just giving you tools and then stuff will happen to you. And I think that's just perfect for VR and VR gaming and stuff. That's totally what I want to. All right. Sounds nice until someone plays with a heavy accent. Oh, Daniel Quick's talking about voice commands. We actually tested it with a few people with accents and it works fairly decently. Obviously it wasn't some terribly crazy, but I don't know. Have a riddle me this door like in Fable where it talks to you. Not familiar with that, but I bet you that could be cool. Add people that we can rob. Robbing. I think robbing could definitely work. I feel like robbing and trading are two things that I want to figure out how to work into it. But yeah. Anyway, all right. Question: can you make the treasure detector smaller because it's huge and goes through the ground? Yeah, I can do that. There's a lot of things that I want to do with the treasure detector. One of them is adjust how it works. I definitely think it's not working as intended yet, and so definitely gonna have to do that. Colt E, stop. Who's Colt E? Did I answer your question, Colt E? So you don't have to keep spamming. 4K. I have an awesome idea. Pirates don't go thugging around. What about territory? Territory. Crap. This is actually playing into some of my ideas for other games that I want to make, aka sequels to Sail. I don't know. Does like territory feel piratey to you guys? Like, I think it could be interesting. Can you add a bell ring to treasure detector? It has a bell. Do we have a bell sound effect? If I have a bell sound effect on file, yeah, I'll add it. They're mad because I'm making suggestions. Calm down, Colty. How dare you make suggestions at this Q&A? I'm just kidding, man. I love hearing them, guys. Like, honestly, like, tell me questions, tell me thoughts. I want to hear. Would you consider adding legendary ships? I think it would be a cool idea late in the game challenge. When you say legendary ships, like, what exactly are you referring to? I saw your comment in the Discord the other day, but I was still a little bit confused. Like, I have, again, like, one of the things that I really want to do with Sail is show off, like, your achievements and your reputation via, like, things you have and stuff like that. And so, like, a legendary ship could maybe be like some sort of challenge, like a seasonal challenge or something that we do, and you get, like, a certain ship skin. Is that what you're referring to, or, like, is it something else? Let me know. Add customization to your base, like a house and a campfire. Yeah, I think a lot of people want to do more inside of the hideout, which, like, we can totally do more. I'm planning on the hideout being, like, the customization and, like, equip area. Like, that's where I'm going to put, like, the ship. So here's kind of my idea for ship customization is you're going to have the ship, like, on a table in the hideout, right? And then you're going to pick up your, like, stuff and, like, physically put it onto the, like, a mini model of the ship, and then it'll appear over here. I'm going to start messing around with that probably pretty soon. That'll be one of the first things I maybe put into the game, because the other thing I want to do with that is a way to, like, select which ship you want to go on, right? I could make it so that, like, whatever ship's up on this box would be the ship that appears, like, in your hideout for you to go out on. So working on that, thinking about that. One of the random things that I'm gonna get to. All right, let's see. Pet sharks. Oh dear. Swing on the ropes. Yeah. Swing on the ropes could potentially happen. Yeah, that'll only happen if we can get boarding and stuff working. Gotta figure that out. Not terribly high priority, obviously, but I do eventually want to figure out boarding. I have a couple of ideas of how to make it work. Again, I just need to experiment. This is kind of like what I'm planning on doing till, like, the end of the year, right? Or until we get those 5,000 downloads. Is just experimenting big time with that. So stuff like that. I've got a big old long list of things that I need to. Sequel to Sail. I'd much rather have Sail just be one game that goes on for a while. No, yeah, like, I'm not planning on doing a sequel to Sail for a long time. I definitely want Sail to be, like, a live game that exists for a really long time. But you never know, right? With, like, you know, dream scenario, if everything just went fan-freaking-tastic, you know, I could start a studio where, like, a couple of games are being worked on at the same time. But what can you do? Ship fighting quests. Who else wants ship fighting quests? Because I can make that happen pretty easily. Like, super easily, actually. So, who wants it? Let's pull. Who wants ship fighting quests? Yeah, we can just do yes, no. Ship fighting quests. Let me know your thoughts. Where is full body pirate on the priority list? That's one of the first things that I'm going to figure out with like multiplayer development is full body avatars. So not like super soon, but pretty soon. Full body avatars are pretty up there. Captain's room for map and treasure storage. So here's my thing with captain's room and treasure storage. With multiplayer, one of the things I really want there to be happening is I don't want anyone hiding anything. You know, like, I want your loot to be out in the open for everyone to see, because, like, you got to make off with it, man. You, like, drive it like you stole it. But we can go back to that. That's just my thought right now. I feel like having everything out on the deck will make for just better, like, player to player combat if you're not hiding anything. But then at the same time, like, the idea of, like, hiding stuff, I don't know. Like, the models that I have right now obviously don't have their interiors. If they did, I'd probably consider it. But because they don't have their models right now, the interiors in those models, those are kind of the models I'm planning on using for the foreseeable future. So, yeah. Anyway. Top 5 things. Can you add a spyglass? Yes. I'm planning on adding a spyglass. I'm planning on taking like the same code that is used on the sniper rifle and just transferring it over. There's a spyglass model in the game. I'm gonna tweak it a little bit, but yeah, set it up pretty much exactly like how the sniper scope is. And yeah, so spyglass is coming. Top 5 things that are incoming. Right now, obviously, I'm just trying to fix a bunch of bugs. There's a lot of things that I'm doing to the Quest 1 version to try to catch it up to where the Quest 2 version is. One of the things that I'm working on, just kind of experimenting with, is an escort mission. Because I found these awesome textures that I have that are, I call them the Royal Navy, or at least that's what we have them titled. If for any of the OGs here, like we used to have this concept called the General Pacific Trading Company, which was supposed to be like the bad guys in this. They're supposed to be, you know, like the East India Company that's in like Pirates of the Caribbean. These are kind of the guys that you're privateering for, right? I still really like that idea. I think it would be really fun. And so I have these Royal Navy ships and stuff, but I think it'd be fun to create an escort mode where essentially you'd sign up for an escort mission. You'd have to sail out to an island and meet up with a Royal Navy ship. And then once you're to that island and once you're to that ship, you actually escort it back to port. And once you get back to port, it would spawn a bunch of gold and stuff, and it'd be like, yeah, successfully there. But as you went along, bless me. But as you went along, obviously, like you'd go through the paths of, you know, enemy ships and stuff. And you'd have to protect the ship. And if you don't protect the ship sinks. You don't get your money, right? So that's one of the things. Top 5. There's just a bunch of like stupid little things that I need to fix. Like one of the big ones is like the enemies. If you keep like hitting them even after they're dead, they still do their react. So that's like just a simple one I need to. Island collision is really bugging me. I just need to go through and like remake all the collisions and stuff on that. Water bucket is kind of another thing that's bugging me. I need to figure that out. But I think like the biggest things is I'm really trying to figure out how to make the quests better, like more engaging, more fun. And I feel like the first thing to do with that is to figure out how to make the treasure detector work a little bit better. And I'm thinking I'm going to like switch things up a bit. I'm thinking of making it so that at the port, the quests that you buy there are more like random quests that'll just spawn randomly somewhere in the world. And then I'm going to set like the diamond, the bronze, and the gold and those hunts as like physical things that exist on the island. So as you explore, you could run into these quests that are always there. And those will take you on like more scripted, kind of more like storyline hunts throughout the world, exploring that way. So anyway, what happened to the bounty hunts for the earlier devlogs? Yeah, so obviously, I should probably address this. Oh, I totally don't need this setup anymore. Ending poll, thanks guys. Looks like everyone wants some ship fighting ones. I could do that. Like the bounty hunts before were just, they were just like, go find this guy. If you kill this guy, you get another clue to where he might be. And if you get another, like, I could set that up. I'm going to put that in the ideas I like list. I have an ideas I like list, guys, and that one just made it. Ship bounty hunt. Uh-oh. Computer's about to take off. Cool. All right, let's see. Add a compass. I have a hard time with compass because I don't super see a need for it. Like a compass is supposed to direct you to north, but the map does that already, and it's always on your person. So like the map is kind of a compass in and of itself. So, Can you add a grappling hook? I mean, if I do a harpoon, like that would be part of what it would do. It would be some kind of grappling hook. Flying ships, dude, get out of here. No flying ships in this version. So, okay. Phantom Hourglass. I'm not sure what a Phantom Hourglass is, so I'd like to hear more about that. Man, I am behind. Will there be a full soundtrack? I love the theme for the game. Dude, the guy who did the music for this was just absolutely incredible. But what's the but on that? Oh, they're in like a weird file format where I can't like post them or anything. I'm sure I could figure it out. Like, I'll see if I can figure that out. I'll put that like on low priority. Rowboats. Man, rowboats, something that I debated with people for a very long time. Rowboats are possible, but like the point of a rowboat is to get you to and from a ship, right? So I could potentially see it doing like that, just being like when you jump onto an island, that would be the thing that would take you back to your ship. But like if we're gonna add swimming, like then that should be it. I don't know, man. Robots will have to figure out how to do. Please do it right. Escorts can be fun or painful. Yeah, agreed. Bounty hunts from early devlogs. I can probably make those happen pretty soon. So kind of to give you guys a little more context, like what's going on behind the scenes. So when I got funding last year, I got enough to like hire a studio to work alongside me to get to our early access phase, right? So that studio has completed their contract. Their Continuum, I've talked about them before in my logs, but they're kind of like done. They've been super helpful and stuff. That's not like they're totally done. They want to keep going, but obviously like they are a studio. They're here to make money too. And so like they're working on their own projects, they're working on their own things, and because like I don't have revenue coming in and stuff to pay them, like they can't just keep working on the game, right? So I'm trying to figure out behind the scenes like how to keep working with them, and we're trying to work out a couple deals and stuff with that. But so like for now, pretty much I'm back to being a solo dev, but I have like that company made me just tons and tons and tons of fantastic art, which I'm just implementing in the game, polishing up the features and whatnot, and like it's just kind of me right now. But I don't know, I don't mind it. But I'm hoping that like, you know, we can either get an influx of cash to like hire these guys back on and go hit the ground running for a multiplayer. But again, like it's just a lot of stuff that's just kind of up in the air and whatnot. But yeah, anyway. So I'm kind of a solo dev, so everything that happens is me doing it by me. But yeah, I'm hoping to be able to get enough cash where I can hire more people on again. But as of right now, we're just kind of in the yada whatever. Kidnapping? No. Kidnapping? What? Oh, jeez. Could you make the anchor climbable? Could potentially make the anchor climbable. It's not bad. How many inches? Oh, jeez. Also, just what's the meta for the planned PvP? Let's plan for how PvP work. Like all our loot and then heists will be possible. And also, just what's the meta for the PvP in multiplayer. So the way that I kind of have in my head how I'm going to go about doing the multiplayer development is I'm first going to get the character working and like a lobby scene, right? I'm going to get the like full body avatars working and a lobby scene going where basically like people can interact and stuff, so I can see kind of like what's possible, you know, and do like the basics of like what the players should do, so like grabbing and stuff all in the lobby. Excuse me. And then from there, I want to work on, let's see, I have it all written out here. So multiplayer version 1 is to get full body avatars working and a lobby scene, right? That's kind of like the first big thing. Then the next thing I want to try to get working is like character customization, to make sure like that's all set up and works, and also to like include like in-app purchases and stuff with that to make sure that's all set and dandy. And then from there, I'm planning on trying to get like the ship to just work, right? So that would probably be more of like a PvE scenario working from there. So like after getting like the lobbying scene set up, you would jump into a world with your crew and you'd be able to work on the ship and all the stations and stuff would work. It would be basic open world to see like how big can we make it on these servers and like what we need to do to make it bigger, blah, blah, blah. And then from there, at that point, I'd have to choose whether we're going to keep with the co-op version and just start out by making the open world and like solving mysteries and stuff the part. And then adding in like PvP ship combat, like which direction we should go right off the bat. If we do PvP ship combat, I might back up a little bit and turn it into more like an arenas type thing where it'd be crew versus crew on ships and basically best crew wins in kind of more arena based type things. But eventually I want to make it so that like in the open world you can encounter other crews, maybe PvP in that sense. And, you know, the idea being that you are trying to make gold by, you know, going out, treasuring, adventuring, going back to port, selling your stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then like if you run into people, obviously like whatever loot is on your ship or whatever is at risk. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking with that. It's so easy to add blade and sorcery. Like I just enable. You'd think that, wouldn't it? More health or robots, different kinds of cannons, shots. I might mess around with cannons. That's one of the things I might potentially do with like ship customization is add a lot more stuff like that. like upgrading cannons and stuff like that, but we'll see. We'll see. Hitboxes. Right now my shots and swings don't register. I'll probably go back through and adjust hitboxes. That's one of the things that I'm going to go through and like adjust is like AI. They need a lot of work. Shotgun is coming. Whoever's saying shotgun, their blunderbuss will eventually be put into the game. Underwater exploration. If we get swimming working, then maybe I'd consider that, but more in like the sense of like maybe like shipwrecks. I really like the game mode in Sea of Thieves where you have to recover like a delivery that like shipwrecked and then you go and like finish the delivery. I mean, that's kind of fun. Gatling gun alternate. Oh, my goodness, no. Ship crafting. I had a really interesting idea with ship crafting and stuff. So I've been talking to my brother about the game, and he was like, we were talking about the idea of like you die and you go back to your hideout or something like that, right? And he was saying like, what if you made it so that like when you sunk a ship, when you went back to your hideout, like you needed to repair it. It would be essentially like a mini game where you go around your ship, you patch up the holes and stuff, and if you patch it all up, like it's ready to go. Or like you'd make it so that like you can use gold to hire people to like fix it for you like instantly, right? I thought it was kind of an interesting idea, but obviously we'll see. Kind of another thing with like ship crafting and stuff. But I just don't know. I got to figure out how I want to use the hideout in like a multiplayer scenario, or if at all, or if I want to make it so that it's like just like everything happens at the port in multiplayer and like the hideout is just kind of a single player type thing. I don't know. We'll see. How many subscribers do you need for the content creator role? Almost anyone can get the content creator role. Just hit the little button. In multiplayer, add bounty hunts that will make you hunt down another player in the server. Yes. Yeah. So it would give you a compass that points this way. So I have some cool ideas for bounty hunts in the server with other players. I love the idea of like revenge tactics in games. Like it was super fun in, I think it was Halo 2 or 3. They would tell you like who killed you the most times. They had like a nemesis stat. Anyway, I want it to be possible when you like die and sail to place a bounty on another person. And depending on like how high the bounty is, it'll update their current location every so often. So like if you put like 5,000 on a bounty, like everyone who's in the server will be able to see the person, but it'll only update their position like every like 5 or 10 minutes. So like it'll tell you where they were, but then like as the bounty goes up and up and up, and then if someone has like a really high bounty on them, it'll always show you like where they're at. I think that could be super, super cool. I think that'd be super, super fun way of going about bounty hunts. So yeah, there's my idea for bounty hunts. What do you think? Maybe add quests where you go in an enemy ship and steal and kill all at the end of the ship. There's 10 chances, 100k gold. That'd be dope. Definitely want to add more quests and stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to make it essentially like procedural, right? Where like quests are the same but different every single time. So anyway, hit reg and sail 2. Hit regulations. When we get there, we'll address it. In multiplayer, add bounty. Oh, we already did that one. Maybe when you die, instead of just blowing up black screen, you flying Dutch when you go underwater, and then when you emerge in the hideout. Yeah, we were talking about this the other day in the server of potentially making it so that like you can pay to revive. So like the first time you die, it'd be like 1,000 gold to revive. So if you just pay that with like what the loot that you've acquired, and then like if you die again, it'd be like 10,000 gold, and if you die again, 100,000. And basically like the longer you go, there would be a chance of getting back, but like you'd have to pay for it. Potentially thinking about that. What's your estimated time on arrival for open world? I don't have one. What if multiplayer like the hideout is lobby, but like before battle log game starts, and you can launch out of the cannon and a ship if the ship is gone? That could work. The problem is like, well, I guess we could do social lobbies and private lobbies. I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna all work. Like, give yourself free 9. Yeah, I don't know how it works. My thought is like I love in Echo VR, like when you jump into multiplayer, when you jump into the game, you're immediately thrown into like the social lobby, and then you gear up for a game and you're thrown straight in. But also in Echo, they have like that private lobby for you and your team before you head out. So we could do it like that. We could make it so that like the bar is where you can meet up with crews and whatnot. and then jump into a private lobby with your crew that you've created. Excuse me. And then when we go from there, like you'd launch into the game world, which would be obviously the game world. But I don't know, that could be interesting. That could be super, super interesting. Try to make disguises so you won't get attacked by enemies. I had an interesting idea to just like test out like LAN PvP to create like a mini game mode where it would just be like NPCs walking around like at a like arena, and there'd be a sniper up top. And doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Maybe add an S. That guy. Maybe add something. Someone asked earlier about instruments. I have so many cool ideas for instruments. Eventually, I definitely want to put them in. I think that'd be super, super cool. But I'm going to hold off on that. I don't want to reveal too much because I have a really cool idea for instruments and how to make them work. And I think it'd be super, super cool. But I'm going to hold off on that. So, instruments, very, very, very potentially. I need to test a lot of things on them first, but potentially. Want to play Echo live stream? Nah. I was actually thinking when I first planned this stream, I was planning on getting on Sea of Thieves and just playing while chatting to you guys. But I don't actually think my computer can handle that. I'm just on a laptop. Actually, it's a powerful laptop. Don't get me wrong, but like Top Hat, bro, you're a goat, man. Love this kid. Can't wait to see it, dude. Homie, Top Hat. Thank you so much, my guy. I don't know if you answered this question yet, but are you going to add pets like parrots and monkeys, etc.? I think so. Probably. Again, so here's kind of the thing with just the game in general. The VR hardware like is bad right now. Actually, like the Quest 2, if you think about it, it's 2 years old. Like there's a new phone that comes out every single year that's like 10 times better than the last one. So they say. But my point is, like, technology is evolving so fast, and like the Oculus is actually old hardware, and there's some other companies that are coming out with some really good VR hardware this year that I may or may not know about. But anyway, as the hardware gets better and better, guys, it's just going to give us more and more room to do more and more things with like Sail. And at this point for me, I feel like I just need to survive, right? Like I've set myself in the ground as the VR pirate game. Like we are the VR pirate game that exists right now. When people think about VR pirate games, like this is going to be one of the first things that pops up. And so if we can just keep existing and surviving as the hardware gets better, as everything keeps improving, we're just going to be able to continue to add greater and greater things to it more and more. And so stuff like pets and waves and blah, 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 is all going to be possible. It's just kind of a matter of survival until we can get to that point, right? So that's, anyway. Pets are something that I would definitely want to experiment with. I feel like having like a parrot in VR would be so sick. So yeah, definitely. Red pandas. Please add a monkey. Yeah. Maybe add campfires, which we need to light on fire. What am I reading? Oh yeah. We were talking about like night stuff. I want to experiment. I keep having this idea of a way to figure out like the night cycle to get it working. I just need, again, there's just so many things that I need to like have time to do. And right now, like I'm just plowing through like bugs and just like simple polish things. So like I have all these things that I want to do. And at this rate, I'm going to have a whole nother year to keep doing them. But like at some point, I feel like I should just switch over to VR, or sorry, not VR. I should switch over to multiplayer development because I need to make this all work in multiplayer. Like I can make it work in single player for like the sake of testing things out, which I'll probably do. But like multiplayer is going to be where this is at. So yeah. Again, just another thing. Yes, a plank. I mean, I have a really cool idea for mutiny. Like a really cool idea. I still just don't know how to pull it off 100%. But don't piss off your crew in multiplayer. Let's just put it that way. I think I have a really cool idea of how to make it mutiny like really, really fun and intriguing. Anyway, cool. Excuses. Man, I'm trying, bro. I got excuses. I'm just kidding. I'll figure it out, guys. Don't you worry. A plank. Clueless Dad Gamer. What up, dude? How you doing? Parrot can record your voice and send messages. Huh. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Like in a multiplayer, because once you're out of voice chat range, you could say it to a parrot and tell it. Oh, that's interesting. Writing that down. Parrot delivers voice messages. Thank you for that idea. All right, what else we got? Can you add plank to ships? Again, I have a cool idea for mutiny and like plank type thing. It'll involve that. Let's get it. Love natural disasters, tsunami, storms, hurricane, just any kind of natural disaster. I could probably pretty easily come up with like a lightning storm. Probably. Again, I am the most optimistic person on the planet when it comes to like development goals. I thought I was going to get sail released back in April. And here we are, finally. It's been 2 weeks released. But hey, we are about to hit 2,000 downloads, guys. That is freaking insane. Thank you for everyone who's downloaded the game. Super appreciate it. But yeah, like natural disasters. This is one of the big things that I'm trying to figure out is how to make sailing more entertaining. So like I've been playing around with like fishing and also like natural disasters, adding more obstacles and whatnot. So wind, like different things like skill-based wise. There's a lot of stuff that I'm going to play around with. This is kind of my goal once I get past like these really bad bugs that I need to get figured out. So yeah, potentially thinking about adding that. I think it could make it a lot more fun. So stay tuned. Treasure fleet robbery. Historically, the Spanish would have heavily guarded fleets that would contain all the gold and silver from Spanish colonies. 5 preps and 1 heist mission. I have an idea similar to that, but I love the framing of it in like the gold routing type thing. Because if we play up the whole idea of this Royal Navy type of thing, I think we kind of like work on that. That would make sense, like storyline wise. I really like that. It's basically like a gold transport. I guess we could call them. But I was thinking about them being more like I was gonna call them I had a name for it. What was it? Blockades. I was gonna call them blockades, which they were gonna be essentially like spawned events where there were just a bunch of ships in a certain area, and you would basically work through, bigger ships. As you get to the center, there would be like the biggest ship, and once you sunk that one, it would have a ton of treasure and stuff like that. So, anyway, possible. That's one of the ideas that I want to put out there. That's kind of more of like a world event type thing. But we could play, like, I think that'd be interesting with my idea of like the convoys, is that like it could be something like that essentially. Because that was one of the big reasons that like privateers were hired, was to like escort and protect these gold ships and stuff on their way back. So I think that like in a multiplayer game, I feel like that'd be really interesting if someone initiates like a convoy or like an escort mission, everyone would be notified of it. And so suddenly like you have this really interesting PvP where like there's an objective, right? There's something they're trying to protect, and then everyone else on the server is alerted to it. Could be really interesting. We'd literally be creating like the exact thing that happened in history. That would be super fun. Can you add ship routes like enemies that go around the open world instead of circling islands? Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can add some more ship routes. That's not too hard. Please add blade and sorcery combat. I literally made a meme about this. It's like 20,000 views on TikTok or something like that. Anyway, whatever. There should be a bounty ship that you have. Okay, so with bounty hunts, like I want to ask you guys, what do you want like a bounty hunt to happen? Like, the bounty hunts we had before were where you would like hunt down a ship, and then you jump on board, take out the crew, and once you killed the captain, you get something. I could probably do that still. But is that like what you're thinking of? The issue with that is I'm trying to figure out, like I'm trying to make these all loops, right? I'm trying to make it so that there's like something you have to bring back to port to like sell or like prove your kill or something like that. So I've been thinking like maybe it's like a broken sword or something like that. If you bring that back, it's proof that you killed her. Or maybe it's like their flag or something like that, proving that you sunk the ship. Something like that, right? Definitely thinking about looking into that. But I'd love to hear more ideas on like the bounty hunt, because I think it's a really good gameplay mechanic. It's a PvE, right? So I don't know. Peg legs and hook hands. Yes, we're definitely doing hook hands. My only issue with hook hands that I gotta figure out is I need to figure out how to make it so that people realize they can still do everything with their hook hand that they could do before. Like I don't want people mistaking like the hook hand for like not a real hand, because it would still do everything that a real hand can do. So definitely thinking about adding that, 100%. To be honest, I really just want a ship mission where you go to a certain island and have to fight fleets of pirate ships to collect treasure. That's another gameplay mode that I've been like playing around with, maybe making just like kind of a wave mode where like you somehow spawn in a wave of enemies that would track out. Like I have a really cool idea for that with like skeletons. There would be like a skeleton island where you jump into an arena and just be like wave after wave after wave of skeletons. And then it would just be kind of like essentially like a farming mechanic for just getting like a certain kind of thing or whatever. But I'm not sure how to do that with like ships yet. So anyway, keep in mind. Make traps. What do you mean by traps? Let me know what you mean by traps. Love to see a poster all over the outpost and multiplier. The person who has the most kills in the server would be the feared ship. Yeah, I think that'd be cool too. That'd be super cool. Upgrades for your weapons and ship. Man, upgrades are hard because like it takes us so much balancing. Whereas if we just create a flat line where it's like, here's the tools that you can use, it's a lot easier, you know? We'll have to see. I'll have to see with that because I think it's cool as well. Like I love the idea of upgrades and whatnot. I don't know. Buddy, how could work is that the ship is marked on the map with skull and cross. When you go to them, kill them, and bring back their pirate flag as proof of the kill. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Couldn't figure out how to make that work. Tsunami. How would tsunami work? Be interesting. With the parrot, maybe you can buy it in the shop for like 10 to 50k gold. I feel like we're earning gold way too fast in the game right now. Need to look into that. Maelstrom like in Pirates of the Caribbean. When you say Maelstrom, are you talking about like the vortex? We were actually planning on making that in the center of the world. It was going to be a vortex originally. So it was just more things to figure out. So now we have the hideout. Super fun. I would say please make the ships follow you and not just turn your direction and stop moving. Yeah, AI ships need work. They need a lot of work. Again, it's one of the things I'm planning on messing around with when we get to whenever I get past all the bugs I got to figure out. Can the skeletons be killed? No. Right now the skeletons cannot be killed, but I want to make them so that they can be killed by like the explosive weapons. So it would give you a reason to use like the bombs and stuff. It would be like the one way to kill them would be to hit them with like the explosives or like I guess maybe the shotgun. I don't know. Should the shotgun kill skeletons? Let's do a poll. Should shotgun kill skeleton? Boom. Tell me, community. What else we got? Increase speed of bigger ship types. It feels really slow. Yeah, I need to tweak the numbers. That's like a polish thing. Right now I'm kind of on bugs, like things that are breaking the game. Then I'm gonna move on to like polish things. That's one of the polish things. I'm also considering going into more of like a class system where the big ship would be more of like the heavy tank type ship, right? And then the medium ship would be more the speedrunner, and then the small ship would actually be a cargo ship, which would be basically like my thought is that like the speed ship would be totally built for speed, not very high attack, not very much health. The cargo ship would be like regular health, tons of cargo space, very, very little attack. And then obviously you'd have the destroyer, which would be just heavy on the attack side of things, but super low on cargo and speed and stuff like that. Obviously you'd need tons of balance and stuff, but I think it'd be interesting to start like a class system like that. It would just make for interesting gameplay. Maelstrom, you can have ships that steal and sell other people's. Yeah. You're like, I don't have no man, don't nerf gold. The game is nerve-wracking enough. Don't nerf gold. Okay, I won't nerf it. Sorry. Traps like spring-loaded spikes or boulder rolls or something. Yeah, so we originally had this really cool idea to make it so that there's these treasure islands. That basically, like, if you got through an obstacle course, you would earn some kind of reward for making it through, essentially. I actually have one, and I'm probably going to test it out with my Patreons at some point, probably soon, because I want to see if that's still viable, because, like, I feel like one of the big problems in Sea of Thieves is, like, the short games. Like, if you only have, like, 10, 20 minutes, it's really hard to jump into, like, a Sea of Thieves game and, like, have a really fun time. And so I figured I've been trying to think through like that problem in my game, just kind of as a preventative issue. I thought it'd be kind of interesting. Anyway, NPC quest in favor. Oh, interesting poll results. Most people say yes. I'd be curious why people say no. Why shouldn't shotguns kill skeletons? Would love to know. I don't like how common treasure is. Make it more rare. I definitely need to nerf like what kinds of treasures, because like the issue is that treasure spawns out of crates, which I can take that out 100%. And just make it so that there's more like treasure chests around. If I fix the treasure detector the way that I want to, I can make it so that there's more treasure chests laying around, and that would be the only way to get through treasure. Again, these are just like polished things that I need to figure out. So yeah, I can work on that. You can add a lost loot parrot that collects and despawns mid game like the clues. That's kind of a cool idea. I like that. What if yours and another ship gets close? You could enter a combat scenario where both ships come to a stop. A plank or two would come down and swing ropes would deploy. Then PvE. That's interesting. Like make it so that there's like an event where you declare war on them, essentially. I mean, my idea was to make it so that like if you sunk one of those ships, it would immediately trigger like the boarding process. Like once they're disabled, quote unquote, it would just like move your ship until it's like right there next to them. But we'll see. If you forget the ideas, you will write them down. Right? Most interesting ideas. Yeah, I've been taking notes on interesting ideas. So keep in mind those things. Explosive gun rounds. I do need to make some edits to ammo. When two or more pirates had the same song, they had more layers to the song than harmonies. Yeah, so I talked to the guy who did the music right now, has some really cool ideas for like the instruments and like harmonizing and stuff. But as of right now, I can't afford him. He was one of the priciest things we paid for with this last version of sale. But 100% worth it because the music and the sound in the game is just wonderful. Anyway, I would like for in the bronze, silver, gold, diamond chest, it would be cool if most of the money came from large amounts of treasure items instead of just gold. Fair enough. Fair enough. Just treasure chests. To have less gold, more treasure. Can do, my guy. Can do. Make boss fights. Yeah, boss fights will eventually happen. Eventually. You could have a wanted system like GTA. That's kind of the idea. Originally, like, the entire gameplay was based around, like, a wanted system. But we couldn't quite get it to work with, like, the returning. It's just hard because, like, we need most things in, like, with quest gameplay to be event driven, right? And what I mean by event driven is like right now you smash open boxes, the potential is there for an NPC to spawn, right? That is so much easier on the quest than having a timer running in the background that spawns things like on like every 30 seconds it spawns and stuff like that. Because that's the way like GTA works, is like depending on your thing, it'll spawn like more and more people to come after you, and if you can stay away for a certain amount of time, your thing goes down. But anyway, yeah. Make secret quests. I'm planning on kind of switching the way quests are done so that the quests that exist now are the secret quests that are out in the world that you can find and go on. And if you get through them, there'll be really good rewards for you at the end of the day. So thinking of that, kind of like that. Can you add abandoned towns that we can explore and steal from? That's interesting. Abandoned colonies and whatnot. Just gotta write it down, lads. Gonna write it down. Abandoned colonies. I mean, if nothing else, eventually I'm planning on adding more islands. So, like, if we have a theme where it's like the abandoned colonies, and that's like where all the skeletons are, could be cool. How many downloads on sale early access? We're just about to pass 2,000. I'm running ads today on SideQuest. I'm hoping that does well. It's more of an experiment than anything to just see like how well ads do for like getting a game out there. So we'll see. We're about to pass 2,000. We're like sitting like at like 1,800 right now, somewhere around there. So we're doing well, guys. Like seriously, we're almost halfway to the halfway minimum goal, which is awesome. And we still have the rest of the year to hit that goal. So thank you guys. Doing awesome. Adjustable cannons on the large and XL ships. What do you mean by adjustable cannons? Love to hear what that is. I had an issue when the music would turn very low while using the map. Huh, okay. Map, music, low. Look into. I will look into that. When are you going to add the sinking ship animations? They're working. I was actually going to push them out to my Patreon supporters tonight, maybe? What time is it? 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, I'll probably be pushing out ship animation syncing probably tonight. Once I get off this live stream, I'll probably jump right onto that and get going on that. Pirate brothel with gambling and mini games. Cheeky but not vulgar. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I'm planning on making, like, I want the lobby to be like a bar, essentially. So that kind of stuff would exist in the bar. Yeah, that scared me. As fun as this thing is, it freaks me out because it drives by and then it like hits me. I love that thing though. I don't know why. Something spinning around in circles. ADHD. Adjustable height for helm wheel extenders. Yeah, I'm gonna add seated mode is one of the things that I'm really trying to get soon. And with seated mode, I'm gonna do kind of like a height adjustment type thing, where it's just gonna make it so that you can like adjust the height of your player. But I gotta figure out how to make it so that we don't totally wreck that. But how about random chests on islands? Yeah, I need to do that. Again, with random chests on islands, I need to fix the treasure detector, because I think the treasure detector is cool. It just needs a little work in order to work better. So I'm thinking about changing it to be hot and cold. So like as soon as you pull it out, if there's treasure on the island, it'll start, and then as you get closer and closer to it, just until obviously right over it, it'll just. Yeah. Anyway, sketchy islands like the hood, where you can use a black market and questionable coins. Okay, I had a really interesting idea with trading the other day when I was on Discord listening to some of you guys' suggestions. I was talking with this one guy who was talking about, like trading, how trading would be such an interesting. It might have not been on Discord, it might have been an email. Regardless, the idea is like buying stuff would only happen in ports. Like that would be the only place where you could use gold, because that would be like an official port town, right? But then once you're out in the wild, there's still things that you need every once in a while, right? And so I was thinking, like, what if we made it so that there were these random NPCs that would spawn on random islands, and they would be willing to trade you for something. So I would be like, I'll trade you a golden skull for a large potion. And essentially, once you're out in the world, the only way you can get those kinds of things is by doing this trading stuff. You can trade your treasure for these items and stuff that you like need, and then I would drastically reduce the number of like crates and stuff that exist out there for you to find. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of a cool idea for like trading, and basically make it so that there's like these NPCs that you could trade stuff with. Possibility. Love to hear what you guys think. Yes, I suggest the treasure detector thing in Discord. Castle Crasher, my man. Animals to hunt and BBQ. Add a hunger system. I'm not super keen on the hunger system because I don't feel like this is a survival game. Like if I wanted to do a survival game, I would lean way harder into like island survival, but it's not. I just don't feel like hunger is really needed here. So yeah, hook shot. Dude, whoever made that super awesome art in the Discord where like the guy was like swinging the anchor, I want that. Like that is awesome. I think it's so cool. And his idea for like the harpoon gun and stuff, so cool. So cool. What if some chests had rusted locks that allow you to break off the lock with your sword? Personally, I was just why lock a chest when you can break it? Fair point. They're supposed to be like the key chests right now are supposed to be the rust chests. Did I make it so you can hit them to open them? Need to check on that. Can you hit open chests? And then with that, add more random chests. Lot to go through, guys. Lot to go through. Could hunt to get hides and furs to sell. I don't know. I don't feel like that's super Caribbean. Trying to keep with that theme. So, maybe. What if you want a wanted system, you have the ability to take people hostage or give you time to get away? Make crouching. I don't love crouching. I was trying to figure out how to add in crouching, but at this point, I'd rather just keep everything working from a standing position and then just make it so that if you want to crouch, get on the floor. Anyway. Can you get a thing when the cannon is shot, it disables until repaired on both your ship and the enemies? PvP. Yeah, that was actually another thing that I was thinking about, is basically like more things to repair, because right now like the water bucket is very finicky, so I'm trying to figure that out. But on top of that, I feel like there should be more stuff to repair on a ship, especially like when we get, into multiplayer. I feel like there should be more things on the ship, especially if we're not going to do a below deck. And I don't want people bailing water. I figured that could be like one interesting thing. I was kind of thinking like, what if we made like essentially Fix It Felix hammer that would be somewhere on the ship or in your tools or something. And if something breaks, you'd have to go hit it with the hammer and fix until, yeah. Anyway, it's an idea. Another way that I think we could improve. Will multiplayer be in the demo? No. Multiplayer will be super exclusive to the thing that I'm working on right now. Early access. That's the words. We're getting long here. We've almost been live for an hour. But let's see what else. Seated play. Yeah, seated play is coming. That's one of the big things that I need to work on. Like when I start adding in new features, this is one of the first ones I'm going to try to address, is seated. That's going to take a lot of polish and a lot of help from you guys. So please stay tuned in the Discord if you want to help out with that. Can you make the sniper do more damage? I will look into that. Sniper more damage. I will look into making the sniper more damage. The water bucket should be in the inventory. Should the water bucket be in the inventory? Well, let's take a poll. Should the water bucket be in the inventory? Curious to know your guys' opinions on that. Add live events for special occasions. There's a couple of things that I want to do with that. Live events and whatnot. We will see. Maybe the sail can get destroyed and you have to close the sail, remove broken sails, and replace them. Yeah, I think that could work. Patching sails somehow as like another like repair mechanic. We'll see. Lots of things to test. I feel like there's all these like little things that I think would be really cool to put in the game, but I feel like I almost need to work like the other way around. I need to figure out like what's the big picture of everything and work backwards to make sure that it all helps with the big picture. I don't know. Thinking about that, working on that, blah blah. Round shot, grape shot, canister shot. Be nice to have. Adding variety to ammo could be really interesting for sure. Add a question at the beginning of the game when it asks you if you like Arby's. When you say yes, it crashes your games and deletes all your save files. Yeah, we're totally doing that. Why? Cannonball without texture. Dude, have you, man? That was a painful moment. What about a manual water pump to take water out? Someone else is doing that. Can you even make like when you see a bottle on the ground almost buried and take the bottle and throw it on the pirates and it takes damage? I think I know what you're saying with that. Let's see what the poll results are. Oh, interesting. 60-40. Huh. Here's my one issue with making the bucket in the inventory is like you only use it on the boat. So I feel like it should just always be on the boat. Does that make sense? It's like if there's no point of using it anywhere else except for dipping it in the water bucket and putting out fires, there's not really any point of putting it elsewhere. I would more consider putting like the telescope in the tools because that's like something you can use absolutely anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So again, I need to like think through my tools again, because like the way that I've been thinking of going forward with like the inventory is to have like the tools that can be used in any scenario up here, and then like all the things you can carry down here, right? So gonna have to work on that, writing something down. Yeah, okay. All right. Grapple chains to attach yourself to a ship and boarding. Harpoon gun. I really like the idea of a harpoon gun. I'm not going to lie. I think a harpoon gun could be super, super cool. Molotov cocktail. Me? Maybe. You can't get into the XL ship without dying because the ladder's super hard. Yeah, I just became aware of that too. The XL ship just might have to go. But I'll try to adjust it. Sorry about that. What if there was a lot of enemies that you could only damage by throwing water on them? Lava. There is lava in the game, but it doesn't do any damage yet. I should probably write that down. Lava damage. Is there a compass in the game that works? I mean, there isn't a compass, but like if you look on your map, it always shows the direction you're facing, so that'll tell you where north is. You should make it where you can get drunk. I mean, it's VR, man. Like, it's already like motion sickness enough. We don't need to add any more to that. Can you add a bodyguard mission? We talked about that earlier. I think it would be cool. Did I just draw myself? John. What else, guys? What else? John. Okay. Bottle of poison you can dip your sword into to make the sword deal small damage over time. That's interesting. Make it like a sellable run. Poison sword. I mean, again, I really appreciate everyone like sharing their suggestions and stuff. I basically keep these in a giant backlog and think through them and see if I can fit them in. So like if I don't end up putting your suggestion in, no hard feelings. It's a big game. Lots of things to do. But I really appreciate everyone giving their feedback and suggestions. Super, super awesome. Maybe add a skeleton ship. What takes over? You can't destroy the ship, so you need to sail faster. That was interesting. Merchant missions, because everyone loves those in Sea of Thieves. What do you do in merchant missions in Sea of Thieves? It's just taking things from A to B, right? I don't love that, but I don't know. We could do something. The map is way too big. Really? Is the map too big? It's not big enough. Agreed. You've done a fantastic job so far. Thank you. Appreciate that. We're trying our best over here. Trying to make this all make sense. Can you get a spyglass that'll show a banner that can show the achievement, like ship sunk? I thought that was really cool. I've been paying attention a lot to what's it called, Skull and Bones that's coming out, because they have a lot of cool mechanics that I like didn't even consider. And the great thing about like game development is you can basically rip and tear from other games, and as long as you're not like copying their art style, they basically have nothing on you. But anyway. Like, they have a really cool mechanic where that's, like, how they use the spyglass. Like, the spyglass is, like, you look at ships and it'll give you their stats on them. I feel like that breaks immersion just a little bit too much. This is why I don't want there to be, like, anywhere to hide loot and stuff on your ship. Because I feel like if you get out your spyglass in multiplayer and you see another person's ship and you see that they have a crap ton of loot on their, like, ship, you're going to be like, we gotta go get that ship, you know? So I feel like we can work that in. That's kind of a pirate faction. Okay. I have some really interesting ideas for like pirate factions and stuff. It's not quite the, it's the same as how like, Sea of Thieves does their factions, but it would be more community based. Basically, like you would choose a faction for a certain amount of time, and loot that you collect like while playing during that certain amount of time would go to like your faction winning. And if your faction wins, they would get like some kind of prize for like the next season because they're like the champions. And basically when you join multiplayer and stuff, you could join a faction if you wanted to. And there would be like massive pirate factions. I think that'd be super, super cool. And more of like a community type thing. Anyway, add John a fat pirate as a joke. Bro, that's so mean. I don't need any. We already have Harold. Harold's our wannabe pirate. He's the cutlass guy that you guys all see coming at you. Sometimes the bug disappears, so for me, bucking in the inventory would be helpful. Okay, that's just a bug that I need to address. Bucket disappearing. I need to address that. Okay, jet stream like winds, kind of like Mortal Kombat. Highways of wind. Can you add assassination missions? Possibly. Undead that can randomly attack your ship or crawling out of the water on your ship. Ooh. Well, what if they weren't killable? What if that was a mechanic? Is like a skeleton would come up on your boat, but instead of killing him, you had to push him off the boat. That could be interesting. Skeleton push off boat. That could be interesting. Highways of wind. I'm going to write that down because I feel like we could work with that. highways of wind. It's like faster ways. I've been thinking a lot about like pirate lore and like pirate, like just like ancient like tales of the sea and stuff like that, to like try to come up with like storylines or like potentially fun, interesting gameplay that like people really experience. And one of them that I keep coming back to is the Northwest Passage, right? Like the Northwest Passage was supposed to be this passage that would get you super safely to, you know, over to the Indies, where there's like the most trade and stuff going on. So people, like hundreds and thousands of people died because they kept trying to find this stupid thing, right? So I think it'd be interesting to like try to create a great Northwest Passage of sorts in the game, where it'd be like some super tricky way of navigating, but if you were able to get through it, it's like the fastest way to get back to like base or whatever. So kind of an interesting idea I've been playing around with. Assassination missions, like, is there a channel in the Discord that tells us the ideas you plan on adding or something that you thought you may add? So the way that I have it going right now with ideas is I'm kind of paying attention to them, and then I have a backlog that I can see, and that also my mods can see, of the ideas that I like. But I feel like I should figure out a way to like show you guys the things that I like. I guess I could add that. Oh man, I gotta figure out some automation of some sort. Be nice. This game's fire though. The potential is crazy. I know, guys, the potential is just through the roof. I just got to keep executing on it right. Like, we're so close. It's gonna be the pirate game. Everyone knows it. We just gotta make it happen. We can make it happen. Trust me, I can make this happen. Don't you guys fret. Add friendly islands and bars and activity. We can do that. Okay, I had a really interesting idea with this in multiplayer. So like if lobbies are bars, like I was kind of thinking about making like exclusive bars, quote unquote, for like only Pirate Kings. So like you have to complete the Pirate King quest in order to like go to a certain bar or something like that. I feel like doing stuff like this would be really interesting. I also feel like it could be a way of like helping keep the re-kids at bay, because if we added some kind of like some kind of method for like rating like your crew and saying like, oh, this person was like a 3-star crewman, right? And basically say like, this is the 5-star club. Only 5-star crewmates are allowed in here. It would be a way of like getting people to behave without actually having to like force them to behave. Anyway, definitely an open-ended idea, but something I think can be interesting to look into. Add drunkenness, please. I don't really want to. If you want drunkenness, I'll just turn on waves and it'll make you sick as a dog. Or so you can row your boat to just ships if they run. I think I see what you're saying with that. Not sure about it. How do you join the Discord? Crap, I didn't put anything in this description. I'm a freaking idiot. Go to my channel if you want to join the Discord, and there's a link like up at the top. That's the best way to get to it. The fact that it's already fairly open world is insane. I know, right? We fit so much into the world already. We can only get bigger. Big turtle, kill people, sink ship, bite stuff. We can make a turtle work. Is that piratey enough? Tortuga? Turtle enemy. Very possible. Multiplayer guilds with guild halls. That could be cool. That could be super, super cool. Yeah. How long have we been live, guys? My goodness. Almost an hour. Whoa. Thanks for hanging out with me this long, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm just talking through stuff and like discovering things just by talking to you guys. It's so helpful to me. So super, super thanks. Like, you guys are awesome. Really appreciate it. Cosmetics cloth for multiplayer to show how rich you are. Yeah. Cosmetics is going to be a huge thing. I really want cosmetics to indicate, like, do you guys remember Halo 3? Like, Halo 3, the cosmetics you got were basically achievements that you had earned. And it, like, encouraged people to keep playing the game because they would see, like, a cool achievement and be like, that is so cool. I want to go earn that, too. So, definitely something I'm thinking about adding in for sure. Clean the ship and necessity. I appreciate your sarcasm. I like the idea that it's an exclusivity thing. Oh, good. I thought that's kind of cool. How about a bomb that can stick to a thing and remotely detonate a bunch of bombs that you can stick to things, but a long fuse to connect all other bombs. Interesting. Bro, he wouldn't read my comment. What was your comment, Kaylin? Looking for it. I don't see it. Sorry, man. Also, props for reaching out to your community. Can't wait till it's huge. You make big. Hey, thanks, man. We'll get there someday. Can you make turtles and fishes, maybe? Turtles would be nice. I can have a crab. He's cute. He's on the end of your stick. When there is daylight, Snickle, will we get lanterns? Yeah. I mean, I feel like that would kind of have to be a necessity, right? Because like if it's nighttime, you're going to need to be able to see. So, can you add the Kraken? Definitely thinking about adding a Kraken of sorts, potentially. So, that's one of the boss fights I'm looking into. We'll see. This is what about here. Will bombs set fire to ships? I should probably make that the case. Writing it down. Bomb set fire to ships, Morty. After this live stream is done, I'm going to go through and make sure that I get all these into my backlog so that I don't let everyone down. Are there going to be ship upgrades? Yes. There are currently ship upgrades. I'm going to adjust them slightly, but it'll be good. Maybe make the game free. It's free demo. Yeah, sharks and swimming. Sharks are an easy one. Definitely going to look into sharks. Swimming would definitely have to be a thing if we do sharks, so that'll be fun. Make this game free until it pops up. I mean, if I got in-app purchases working, maybe. Probably not, though. I can't say that. It needs to be paid for now just because I got bills to pay, my guys. I'm sorry. But if it ever got to the point where the game blew up enough that we were just swimming in cash and being able to make all these things, all your suggestions come true, I would seriously consider making it so that everyone who had paid for the game would get a ludicrous amount of like cash or something in game, and I would make the game free. Like, that is something I would genuinely want to do. But for now, with the constraints we have and the early access and everything else, we're young in the game, my guys. But something I got in my mind. All right. I would love rare NPC ship. That would be Blackbird ship. That would be really extremely hard to kill. At the port, there would be an old man that starts screaming, "Blackbird's coming." That's interesting. That could be interesting. Add the Yamato from DMC5. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I'm an uncultured swine. I apologize. You just get paid for all your hard work. Clueless Dad Gamer, your dad. You get it, man. You get it. These kids will get it someday. Just kidding. I said kid Colt. Colt, behave, my guy. Just kidding. I'd love a storm where the waves is just easy and intense would be cool. I just got Demio, but I'm going to play Sail when it is over. Awesome. Yeah, I'm like, either way, guys, if the game never becomes free, I'm going to keep it at a reasonable price. Like, it's not ever going to be ridiculous. Like, it's going to be enough, obviously, to, like, make stuff happen, but whatever. Have pets. We talked about this earlier in the stream. I think pets would be a really cool idea. I'm going to make sure I write that down. Okay. Let's start wrapping things up, guys. Any more ideas? Anything I need to, like, write down that we talked about that was extremely cool? Let's do it. Make so holes come in your boat and you have to put one on to fix it. I'm not planning on doing anything below deck. And that's something that you just have to do below deck. But I'm planning on doing maybe some other things with, like, not planning on. I shouldn't say planning on. I should say I want to experiment on with some other types of repairs that we'd make to the ship. Be similar to that. So stay tuned. We'll see. Like I said before, different ship classes and multiplayer or single player could add players to the fleet admirals and controllers. Fleet admirals would be interesting for sure, but that's going to require a lot more processing power than what we have available right now, for sure. Very reverse dimension that you can only access via legendary magic item. Ooh, that could be interesting. Really cool. I would love, like, one of the things that I want to do once we get into, like, multiplayer in order to keep this thing, like, live for a really long time is I want to make it so that there's, like, seasonal events and stuff, and I feel like a mirror dimension or, like, Davy Jones' locker could be a really fun way of going about it, and we could add some really interesting mechanics with that. Anyway, yeah, so cooking and hunting in the game, probably not. Like, cooking and hunting, obviously, like, you're thinking of Sea of Thieves. It's another way to get health. I have some other ideas for, like, alternative ways to get health, so we'll think about that. The ability to be a cop for a certain amount of time. Basically hunt down, yeah, will there be swimming? Potentially. We'll see. Probably. Eventually. Yeah. I don't know if you have this in game, but make it so you can see a glass bottle washed away with a map in it. Yeah, I need to figure out how to make more stuff happen. Keep cosmetics simple and priority, please. Castle Crasher. Dude, thank you. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, like, I'm 100% planning on keeping cosmetics priority, like, through and through. Yeah. Learning from other mistakes, like, gonna try to keep it in line with the pirates, so I will do that. Don't you worry. Add pen flipping. I'm mesmerized by your skill sensei. Have I been doing my nervous tick? It's not a nervous tick. It's just kind of my... I learned this in like middle school, and then it's just something I do when I'm kind of sitting there thinking. So I apologize, but thank you for noticing my really dumb thing I learned in middle school. See, teacher, it was useful. You didn't have to send me to the back of the class for it. Boss idea, there's a monster whale that mostly stays on it comes up every once in a while. I really like the idea of like a well, like smashing into your boat, because I think that could make for interesting gameplay. It could also make you really sick. So whale potentially. Ideas for that. Definitely got ideas. Oh please, add spyglass. Spyglass is coming. Spyglass is coming. I can speak English, I promise. Spyglass is coming. I'm gonna add the spyglass probably sooner than later. That's up there. You're welcome, Castle Crasher. Thank you again for that donation, dude. Super appreciate it. Arrrrgh. End stream second place. Okay, fine. I'll end the stream. Gosh, guys, he said it. We're ending the stream now. We're doing it. We're done. Go shit. Anyway, hey guys. Again, super appreciate everyone's feedback and stuff. If you guys want to add more feedback and stuff, I just edited the sale Reddit page to have a new flare that is suggestions and feedback. So if you guys have more suggestions and more feedback you want to give me, you can go stick them on Reddit. You can also stick them on the Discord. There's a whole channel for feedback and suggestions that I do try to look through quite frequently. Like we're getting to the point, guys, where there's so many people, it's really hard to sift through like all the suggestions and all the feedback and stuff. So I'm trying my best. Right now, obviously my goal is to like just polish stuff as much as I can, and then I'm going to start adding in features, and that's going to take a lot of testing and a lot of like your guys' help. So I'm super excited to get to that point finally. But hey, we are in a really good spot, guys. We're just about to pass 2,000 downloads, which means we are super close to our halfway goal, and we're nowhere near the end of the year yet. So I'm super excited about that. Big crab is an idea. Might add big crab. Just one more thing. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys all coming out today. Super appreciate all the donations that everyone gave, like Castle Crasher and Top Hat, everyone else who donated today. Thank you so much. That was super nice of you guys. It was fun getting on a live stream again. I haven't done this in a while. It was really fun. Nice talking with you guys. Nice getting your suggestions. I got a bunch written down right here. I got even more on my Trello board and stuff. So thank you guys so much again. Maybe I'll do this more often. If you guys want me to do this more often, be sure to like the video and tell me like in the comments that you want me to do this more often, because I love interacting with you guys, and this game's for you. So I need to make sure you like it. And the best way to do that is to talk to you. Make sure you do. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for coming to the live stream. I'll catch you on the next one. Ciao.